Summary of The Fisherman and His Soul by Oscar Wilde. Fisherman goes out to sea every night and throws his nets into the water. One night, he gets a sleeping mermaid and won't let her go until she promises to sing for him and help him catch fish whenever he calls. The mermaid agrees, so she comes back every night to sing. Soon, the fisherman falls in love with the mermaid and asks her to be his wife. The mermaid tells him that she can't be with him unless he sends his soul away, because the sea folk don't have souls. The fisherman asks the priest for advice on how to get rid of his soul. The priest is shocked and tells the fisherman that love of the body is vile, refusing to help him in any way. The fisherman goes to the witch, who is also horrified by the thought. Still, after trying to get the fisherman to take part in a strange satanic rite, she reluctantly tells him how to cut away his shadow, which is the body of his soul. As the fisherman walks to the shore to do the spell that the witch told him to do, his soul starts to plead with him not to send it away. When it becomes clear that the fisherman will do anything to be with the mermaid, the soul begs not to be sent out into the world without a heart. The fisherman also says that this is not true. The soul, on the other hand, says that they must meet again and that he will always go back to the same place. After the first year is over, the soul comes back and calls the fisherman out of the water. The soul talks at length about his travels to the east, where he found the mirror of wisdom. He tells the fisherman that he then hid in a valley but a day's journey from this place and suggests that the fisherman come and take the mirror so that he shall be wiser than all the wise men. The fisherman, on the other hand, doesn't seem to care and just says, "Love is better than wisdom." After another year, the soul comes back and talks about his trips. This time, he went to the south and got the ring of riches, which he also hid in the valley. Again, he tells the fisherman to come and take the ring so that the world's riches shall be thine. Again, the fisherman doesn't give in to temptation and says, "Love is better than riches." When the soul comes back after 3 years, he talks about an inn in a city where a girl in a veil dances in her bare feet. The fisherman thinks about how the mermaid has no feet and can't dance, which makes him feel a great desire. He decides to briefly get back together with his soul so he can go see the girl dancing. The fisherman and his soul set off together. After 2 days of traveling, they reach a city, where the fisherman's soul tells him to take a silver cup and hide it. On the 3rd day's evening, they reach a city where the soul tells the fisherman to hit a child. In the 3rd city, the soul tells the fisherman to kill a traitor. Each time, the fisherman does what the soul tells him to do, and then he asks the soul why it told him to do something bad. At the end, the soul says that he has learned to do and love bad things because he was sent into the world without a heart. Now, the fisherman tries to send his soul away once more, but he can't. The next day, the fisherman is sure he will go back to the sea and tell the mermaid about his mistakes. But when they get to the shore, the mermaid won't answer when the fisherman calls to her. Still, the fisherman builds a house and calls her every day for a whole year. The soul keeps trying to get him to do both bad and good things. After 2 years, the sea people bring the mermaid's dead body to the land. The fisherman, who is upset, clings to her body, and just as his heart stops beating, the soul gets back inside. Soon after, the fisherman drowns. The next morning, the priest comes to bless the sea, but he won't do it when he sees the bodies of the mermaid and the fisherman lying together. He insists that their love is cursed and tells the people to put them in an empty grave in the corner of the field of the fullers. 3 years later, on a holy day, the priest walks into the church and sees strange flowers on the altar. Because of their strange beauty and smell, he no longer wants to talk about God's anger, but rather of the God whose name is love. After Mass, he finds out that the strange flowers are growing from the grave of the fisherman and the mermaid. The next morning, he goes out and blesses all the things in God's world, which makes the people full of joy and wonder.
About the author. Oscar Wilde was born to Sir William Wilde, Ireland's leading eye and ear surgeon, and Speranza, a revolutionary poet and Celtic folklore expert. Wilde himself was a very smart person. He went to both Trinity College in Dublin and Magdalen College in Oxford. When he won the Newdigate Prize in 1878, people first noticed how good an author he was. In 1882, he spent a year traveling and giving talks in America and Canada. During this time, he became a spokeswoman for the English aesthetic movement, which supported art for art's sake. This idea, along with Wilde's view that art is inherently immoral, would come up again and again in his work. Another major theme in many of his works is the revealing of a secret and the shame that comes afterward. Even though Wilde was gay, he was married to Constance Lloyd from 1884 to 1898, and they had 2 children, Cyril and Vivian. Wilde's society comedies were his biggest hits while he was living, but his only book, The Portrait of Dorian Gray, 1891, is the main reason he is known today. His other best-known works, like Lady Windermere's Fan, 1892, Salome, 1893, and The Importance of Being Earnest, 1895, were all written in the last 10 years of his life. From 1895 to 1897, Wilde was in jail because he was a gay. As soon as he got out, he went to France to try to revive his writing career. He only had time to write The Ballad of Reading Gaol in 1898 before he died suddenly in 1900 of what is now usually thought to have been meningitis.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.